first and foremost, I apologize for how I look. I look tired, and that is because I am tired. I am making this video right now on about 3 hours of sleep, which is fitting because this is part 14 of my series of how to write a book. And today we're going to talk about how you can afford to publish. Now, if you've been following my series so far, you know who I am, but if you are new, my name is Hope E. Davis. I am the published author of 7 books, with 4 of them being in the thriller genre and 3 of them being in romantasy. And I've got right now for sure 1 book on the way and 2 more work in progresses. I have made this series to help people get some general knowledge about publishing. It should not be taken as an end all or a direct path for everyone because everyone's journey to becoming an author will look a little bit different. Either way, I'd like to start out today by saying if you've been following me this far, you know that publishing takes quite a bit of money. Not only do you have to hire editors, proofreaders, cover artists, um, you have to sometimes hire PAs, you have to pay for pirating software, you have to pay for a lot of different things. And I know that it is not affordable for everyone. So I am going to talk about how I afford to publish. And again, this is going to look different for everyone. I'm just giving you some ideas of how I make my dream a reality. First and foremost, don't quit your day job. I currently have 2 jobs. I work part-time for a company that I would love to go full-time for. Unfortunately, a full-time position is not available. So then I have to fill the gaps with freelancing. So I'm a freelance developmental editor, proofreader, formatter, and author coach, which kind of helps fill the gaps for my part-time work. Which brings up the other thing is my cost of living is very low because I live with a partner who does pay more of the bills than me. That is because he makes more money, but I know that every family dynamic and financial situation is different. We also do not have kids, though we do have pets who do require some money to survive, and their food is not cheap. Um, so besides just continuing to work my regular job and freelancing on top of it, I we scrimp and save wherever we can. Like one of those ways is with groceries, we try to eat what's in season as this tends to be cheaper. The good thing is neither of us are picky, though I do have some pretty severe dietary restrictions. We are usually able to work around them. We do eat at home almost every night. We probably eat out maybe once a month. This includes fast food. We just don't eat out, and this saves us a lot of money. We also meal prep, so we will always cook a meal for at least 4 people, sometimes 6, and then we will save the leftovers and eat them the next day. This way, when we are busy or have to work late, we're not going through the drive-through, and instead we are just eating something we prepared the night before. So that saves us a lot of money. Another thing is I honestly haven't bought new clothes in 2 years, which unfortunately I am going to have to buy some here soon. But I choose not to spend my money on clothes and instead to put it into publishing my books. Is this always sustainable? No. And I know that a lot of other families have other issues that require more money. One thing is I have a lot of medical issues that do take a large portion of my income, and that is part of the reason that my partner pays a little bit higher number of the bills because so much of my income has to be devoted to medical care. This may change in the future if I can hopefully go full time with my job. I'm also actively looking for a new job because the economy is changing and freelancing hasn't been very good. But I encourage you, if you already have a job, keep that job as you are writing because you will need income to publish your books. If you have a skill that can be offered on a freelance basis, try offering this in addition to your normal job. I'm not saying you should be working your freelance job 20 hours a week. I'm just saying if there's something you can do on a Saturday afternoon to bring in an extra 200 bucks, do it because that money goes so fast in publishing, especially when some of the best editors cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, hundreds or thousands, not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Um, so just make sure that you keep that in mind. And I mean, this could be something if you're an artist, if you're really good at making posts on Instagram, if you're an editor like me, if you're a proofreader, whatever you can do for 4 hours a week to bring in some extra cash is always worthwhile. Also, you can ask for extra hours of the job you already have. You can, if you are on the younger end, like college age, you can look for student jobs to perhaps add on top of your studies. Um, Again, I know this isn't possible for everyone, but if it is possible for you to do something in your free time that would bring you a little bit extra income, that will help a lot. I also recommend, if you can, if you're planning to publish multiple books and you don't have a steady stream of income to pay for editors, I recommend getting your entire series written and edited first before publishing because you will do best with a rapid release strategy because hopefully the money will start rolling in right away. The problem with publishing one book and then waiting for the income from that to publish another is that it takes a really long time for a single book to earn enough money for you to publish another, which is why I recommend waiting until you have the whole series done. Other than that, I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of advice in this area other than looking for swap services if you have a skill. For example, if you're a beta reader, see if you can beta read for free for an author friend. If you're an editor, see if another editor friend has a swap for you if they're also an author. Yeah, just try your best to make a little extra here and there. But I think honestly, if you can bring in an extra 400 to $500 a month, that is enough to publish, even if you're just doing small side jobs to make ends meet, and that way your regular income can be devoted to your normal bills. I do think there's going to be one more part to this series, and that is going to be more information on marketing. So tune in next week for the rest of this series, or the last of the series.